So I have a unique bullying story, but to truly understand the impact that it has had on my life, you have to understand the background. And my story starts with a broken home. My father, biological father, has still does struggle with substance abuse, and it varies between the drug of the day and the alcohol. So, needless to say, he's not been a part of my immediate family for quite some time now. And so that leaves my story to start with my sister, myself, and my mom. So, this was to expand on that. We live in a wealthier city, and on a single mom's budget of being a receptionist, there are many years of my childhood of wondering why I didn't have the nice things like other kids did. And I'm sure that thought crossed my sister's mind as well. But my mom, and I love her to death, had done her best to keep the clothes on her back and the food in her stomach and getting us to and from. So for that, I'm ever grateful. But in that insecurity of not having the same things that other kids did growing up spurs my story. So in elementary school, I, boy, to go back, wow, it's been ages since I've talked about this. Um, I remember prior to this incident, everything was good. I was unaware of what bullying looked like. And out of this insecurity of not having things spurs my story. Fourth grade rolls around. My sister is older than I am. Fourth grade rolls around, and I start hearing rumors about me being homosexual, and I really didn't even know what that meant, that entailed at the time. But I started getting bullied in school about being homosexual when I didn't have a clue what that meant. Talked with, I had counselors approach me, I had students pick on me, I even stayed in from recess with my homeroom teacher because I didn't feel comfortable. I couldn't walk around the recess ground, the playground, and not be stared at, not wonder if they were talking about me behind my back. And as a kid, that's painful. All you ever want to do is fit in. You want to have friends. To have the days of meeting somebody in kindergarten and saying, "Hey, want to be friends?" and they say yes, and it spurs from there. So simple, but then to throw in a nasty rumor really casts a shadow. So, as this continues to escalate, I keep asking, where is this coming from? And lo and behold, my older sister had started this rumor that I was homosexual. I I did not know what to think. I still am beside myself to this day as to the motives, and I can only assume that it spurs from the wanting to fit in and the mentality of putting someone else down to build yourself up. And at that expense, my sister spared me to attempt to gain a 15-minute fame spotlight. That spotlight landed on me for the rest of my K through 12 experience. It overcasted relationships. It was always a topic of conversation eventually. And regardless of my plea of saying that I'm not homosexual, which this is not anything against anyone who is, people don't believe me. For some reason, I'm always cast into the crowd of a unique breed. And I was pointed at. I was laughed at. I was excluded from things. And to this day, I still have insecurity about that, even though we're in a generation that is probably the most accepting that it's ever been of sexual orientation, but I still fear those judging eyes, and I could not even imagine what it is like to walk in those shoes of somebody who truly has those feelings and goes through that judgment every day, and it hurts.